Welcome back to the Blue Podcast Network. This is the Gold Show, episode number 22, the Premier League show. Today, I've got alongside me Kian, Liam and Matt. Let's get started with the biggest game of the weekend, which was Arsenal demolishing Manchester City. I bet you're feeling quite good right now.
Oh, I'm feeling great. It's absolutely amazing. Because I thought City were coming on form and they'd catch us off guard, and I thought they'd get a result. But 5-1 is obviously great. I think the only downside is we're going to use this as an excuse not to get anyone in, because they're like, "Oh, look what we've done to City, but we still need a striker. We still need a striker."
That was this weekend.
Yeah.
Time has flown. I thought that was last weekend.
What's that?
That was a game. I thought that game was last weekend.
No, this was on Sunday, yeah.
Like, they're going to see that and be like, "Oh, we didn't need anyone. We did. We really did."
I mean, Havertz, that miss. I know he scored eventually,
Right.
but that miss,
Can I just say,
quite bad.
you put in the WhatsApp group, Kai Havertz, worst striker in the league, and then he goes and scores.
I was mostly joking when I said
Right,
that. To be
okay.
clear,
What were you?
Kai Havertz. Well, he obviously he's not the worst striker in the league. He plays for Arsenal. He wouldn't get put in the team over other players if he wasn't one of the better strikers.
Sorry, who else is going striker at the moment?
Well, no, I know, but you play without a striker. You play with a false nine if he was that bad.
I mean, we have got to be honest, that goal that he scored was a brilliant finish.
Oh no,
great,
it was.
great
But I was saying that miss he had in the first half, which would have put them 2-0 up.
I fell
He
asleep at that
he
time.
should have scored that, shouldn't he?
Yeah, that should have gone in the back of the net. It was not like he had little time to think about it. He had so much time to
Yeah.
just slot the ball into the bottom right-hand corner and he put it wide.
He's a good player. He's just really low on
Yeah,
confidence.
you could,
Yeah.
I mean,
So low on
you
confidence.
could tell by that opening goal. That first goal in the first few minutes, you can tell, like, because any other striker, I think he was actually in a better position than what
He would have
Odegaard was.
tried to shoot, yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
he
in a
should-
better
yeah, he
position
should
than
have done.
Odegaard was, but he still played it across to him. You can tell it's a confidence thing, but maybe now he scored, he will get some more confidence.
Maybe.
but-
I think he also is an unselfish player as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know, in that way, he reminds me a lot of Firmino rather to pass than to score.
Yeah.
So, yeah, in that aspect. Declan Rice with 2 assists. What a game from him. Absolutely ran that midfield, I thought. I mean,
Completely.
yeah, seems to be getting back to his best. Miles Lewis Skelly,
The
18
celebration.
years of age. Yeah, what are we making of the celebration, sending shots
So
back to Haaland?
Stay humble there. Another chapter in the Gabriel Haaland rivalry.
Yeah.
Mm.
They,
That's becoming quite a thing now, isn't it?
they really don't like each other.
Mate, I thought Haaland was going to lose it. I thought he was just going to like lose his rag and throw someone to the floor.
That would be
It was like-
class.
Yeah, but
Ref would have only given that a yellow knowing our luck as well.
he's probably giving you the red.
No, fair play to Haaland though. He did not like fight back really in a way. I mean, maybe you could have. I think there were a few moments where he was like shoving him in the back, like off the ball. But I think that's
Yeah.
what most strikers do against other
Yeah.
people.
He
Like,
pushed Lewis Skelly to the floor.
Like Gabriel literally screamed in his face. I think at one
No.
point to like celebrate
I
a
think
goal.
it was after the first goal. Right?
Yeah.
What do you think of that? Because obviously Gary Neville said he thinks it's disrespectful. What do you lot think?
I'm all for it.
It's just gamesmanship.
I mean, it happened 20 years ago when Ruud van Nistelrooy missed the penalty against Arsenal. Then all the Arsenal players surrounded him and started screaming. So
Yeah.
you know,
I'm all for it, man. It's like
Yeah.
you're getting in someone's head. It's competitive. You got to do everything you can to win the game. And
it's just passion on the pitch.
like, could you?
Yeah.
I know Holland obviously scored. But could you say like something like Gabriel put him off in some kind of instance?
Maybe.
Because obviously he
Potentially.
scored, but he didn't even. I know Haaland's not the traditional player to get touches on the ball, but I think in the first half he had about 4 touches.
Yeah.
I saw
something
that
similar.
after he scored, he didn't touch. I don't think he either didn't touch the ball once or he only touched it about 3 times.
And they're probably from kickoff.
yeah. No, I have
Yeah.
the ball. I have it here. He completed 2 passes throughout the entire match.
Entire match.
Entire
Wow.
game. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, like I saw people on like certain platforms like who were broadcasting the game criticizing Erling Haaland's performance. I did not see people speak enough about Phil Foden's performance,
Oh,
who
it's
dropped an
poor.
absolute stinker. Like I really rate Phil Foden as a football
He's
player.
been good in recent
but
weeks
he
as well.
was- he was really good in recent games, but gives the ball away for one of the goals. I think it was the Thomas Partey one.
Yeah.
Like he
Yes.
just passes it straight
Passed
into
it.
midfield. He was not very good. Like people going for Haaland, he still scored a goal.
Yeah,
Like
good
he
head-
did,
what
he
header
did, he
was
did
that?
his job.
Oh,
At the
brilliant
end of the
header,
day, he scored a goal. Like as for the rest of the Manchester City
Now, the
team,
Man City defence.
could you really say the same?
They did not do that job at all.
No,
And that's with John Stones coming back from injury as well.
And
Like-
this is as I've been saying previously, this is Arsenal that traditionally would lack firepower. Like, we haven't got a traditional striker, and we're still doing that to City. So
Yeah.
I think it's more on City than it is on Arsenal. I don't know what's happening. They're having very high and low form this.
I
this
mean,
season.
even still, like, I think that Arsenal, despite Kai Havertz missing that chance, were incredibly clinical. They had 1 XG.
Yeah,
and
it's
scored 5 goals
It was only
from
1
it.
XG.
1 XG had scored 5. Just realised we've not spoken about Ethan Nwaneri either. What a goal from him as well. Ortega, why did he not even bother to dive? Like, he just stood
He
there.
gave up.
He,
Like,
he
yeah.
gave up after a while.
I just thought, just at least dive for it, attempt to go for the ball. Like, you might not get it.
Even to make it look better, like
Exactly.
he might know he's not going to get it, but at least fans wouldn't criticise him as much if he went for it.
He just stood there.
I don't rate Ortega. Like, it's this thing with second choice keepers in the Prem. Like, you've seen it with Matt Turner, you've seen it now with Ortega. These second choice keepers are just not good enough.
Second choice for a reason.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And they need Edison back.
Yes.
So
Do you think though? 'Cause so a lot of people in weeks before have been saying that they think Ortega is good, and
well, they're
that
very,
and
they're-
that Edison isn't actually as good as people saying that Ortega should be
They're
starting.
very
I saw people
stupid.
saying that a few weeks ago
I can't-
until this game.
Edison's criticism is mad. Like, I get there's the odd error, but I still think he's top quality goalkeeper.
Well, yeah, I think he has had a better season than Ortega anyway. Like, I know Edison
Yeah,
got dropped
yeah.
at one point, but still, I thought Edison was performing better. I do think Ortega's a decent goalkeeper, but yeah, I mean, at least attempts to dive for the ball.
It's
Yeah.
like in FIFA when they just don't care. anymore.
Yeah, like, you know,
He-
I never really understood it, but Arsenal's midfield absolutely dominated.
Yeah.
They took total control of that game at times. I know Manchester City had a lot of the ball, but when Arsenal got the ball and actually started knocking it around, keeping possession, they did look the better team. 100%.
I think we just the first game of the season we had against City. I think we took some of that anger built up from there. It was like, okay, we're going to show them this time. We're going to actually win. We're not just going to wait out for a draw.
Yeah. No, 100%. Title race well and truly on, would you say?
A few
I
more.
don't know.
A few more wins for Arsenal, and if Liverpool got like a draw or something, I could see it. But Liverpool are still quite comfortably.
thing is, Arsenal aren't losing games at the minute. That's the thing.
I don't know where you drop points. I don't see.
We've still
where.
got a lot of tough games.
I know,
They've
but
got City away.
you tend to win the tough games like quite well. I would say, like
Couldn't be close.
especially this season, like you beat Madrid this season, which you've struggled to do in recent seasons as well. Am I right in thinking you did beat Man City at Anfield, didn't you?
Yes,
Yeah, you beat
yeah.
them. Like I think you will do well you've done well in the tough games so far. So
Yeah.
Couldn't be us, mate.
No, yeah, you love mentioning that
Yeah,
every
you
single
do well
week
in the
that
easy-
you're on
you
here.
do,
I
you
have
do
to,
you do
bro.
about poorly in the easy games, but the hard games, you know.
Yeah,
Wow.
right. Speaking of Liverpool, let's move on to them. 2-0 win away from home at the Vitality Stadium. Massive.
me.
Absolutely
I was gonna say, talking of tough games.
huge win.
Prove
Of
me
course.
wrong.
They were the most informed side in the league coming into it. They did hit the woodwork a couple times, and then Justin Kluivert at 1-0 down,
What a poor miss.
missing the open goal, game-changing moment.
Have you seen when Bournemouth played Man City?
They're on the exact same thing.
The exact
Yeah.
same thing happened. Tavernier took a shot, hit the post, and it fell to like Adam Smith, and he had an
Same
open
thing.
goal from the right.
And he missed.
It was
Yeah,
like same half
Mate,
and everything.
Yeah, same end. Oh,
crazy.
brilliant.
I mean, how many times have I got to talk about Mohamed Salah? That second goal, he just cuts inside and he just whips it into the corner.
Have you
It's
seen the
such a
video
good
of
goal.
of the Bournemouth fan? It's so funny because there's this video on
Oh, I know what
Twitter.
you're talking about.
Yeah, where this guy was sat in the crowd behind the goal and he goes, "Oh, he's gonna do that stupid finessing" before Salah had even cut inside, and Salah cut inside and did the finesse.
Yeah. No, he was absolutely unbelievable. That's now 34 goal contributions in the Premier League this season.
We're in
Yeah.
February, man.
Yeah, we
What
still
is it?
we still got a few months
What
to
is the
go.
record?
I was gonna say, could it be a record
I
breaking?
want to say the record's Thierry
Is it
Henry with
Henry? Yeah, it's gotta be
46. I think it is.
Did you say he's got 34?
Yeah.
Well, he's
It's doable.
probably
So-
gonna break it then.
And he's got to play
50,
Southampton again.
15 league games to go.
And
Salah
us.
is 12 behind, so he could match it and potentially break
Oh, I
it.
think he breaks it.
I mean,
Unless he gets an injury, he breaks
yeah,
it.
I mean, it's just ridiculous the levels that he's putting up, the consistency, the amount of points he's gone ahead and won Liverpool this season is a joke. Like,
I think it's funny when you look back in retrospect. When Salah got his record-breaking goals, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's going to be a one-season wonder," but he's just consistently.
oh, he's just done it
great.
year after year. I think the lowest goals he's got in the Premier League season since joining Liverpool is 19. So
He does keep shutting up the haters because a
Yeah.
lot of people claim things about him, claim that certain players are better than him, and he keeps just making people.
He just
have to
proves
be
them wrong.
He's
quiet,
the best.
Yeah.
He's the best Premier League right winger of all time.
Yeah.
I think at this point you probably
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to say
that's
that.
something, but yeah, I don't really think that's much of a
So it's
debate,
like
to be
he's one of
honest.
the players Chelsea fans see in their nightmares for just not using him.
I know,
correctly.
so that De Bruyne
Bruyne.
and Salah, both
Lukaku
at
to some
Chelsea.
extent.
Yeah, Lukaku to
Imagine
some
what that team
extent.
could have been.
Yeah, could have been an unbelievable side. I do want to talk about Ryan Gravenberch again because he was an absolute joke. There was one part of the game, he's got 3 Bournemouth players around him. He does a roulette, takes it past 2 of them, and then just manages to get past the third.
Gibbs White does that every game, mate.
No, but like we're talking,
Ryan Gravenberch.
we're talking Ryan Gravenberch. A player who, of course, sort of changed position. He was more of a central midfielder going forward for Liverpool. Now he's more in that 6 role. He's just been so good.
But you say
Like,
he's been like your most improved player this season.
Oh,
'Cause
100%.
I remember last season, like he was fairly average.
yeah, well, 100%. Like the level difference from last season to this season is an absolute joke. Like he's become one of the best midfielders in his position on the planet.
Yeah.
And it's not me exaggerating. The 2 midfielders who I'd say Kimmich and Valverde are quality. Like he's up there in the top 3, top 4, 100%. And for me, he has been the best in that role in the Premier League.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
so
It's
calm
him or
on the
Kai-
ball.
It's him or Caicedo.
It's his defensive work. He just runs past people for fun. Like
Can't get bullied off the ball.
no, exactly. He has a good shot on him as well. I mean, he's not scored many goals this season, but he can hit one from range. He's been a joke. But yeah, I think Bournemouth will feel a little bit hard done by. Semenyo
Yeah.
having 6 shots throughout the game and not being able to find the back of the net.
What do you think of the penalty decision?
I
I've seen
think
a lot of people questioning it.
I think it's a penalty because if you're running at that speed, I remember when I saw it initially, there was only one angle of it.
Yeah,
And
that's one everyone's
that was
seen.
going around all on the internet. It's like it's not a penalty. He doesn't
The
touch
angle
him.
from behind.
The angle from behind,
There is
you
Yeah.
can see he clips him. And when you're running at that speed, the faintest of touches will send you flying.
Also, I think of like, if a car's going down the road at 5 miles an hour and a car slightly taps it, it's not going to do anything. But if it's going 70, it's going to.
Oh, of course it is. It's going to
fly
send
around,
it.
yeah.
Gakpo is at like a pretty fast speed when he's got the
Quick,
ball there. So for me, it was a penalty, and that's probably the best Mohamed Salah penalty I've ever seen in my life. Like he just absolutely rifled the ball into the bottom right-hand corner.
It's like
The power on it was
Unsavable.
ridiculous. Yeah, like it was a joke, an absolute joke.
Was there a potential handball from a certain Trent Alexander-Arnold? Or do you reckon it's his like sleeve?
Nah, that wasn't a penalty.
I
for
feel
me,
like the Premier
in
League
all
got
honesty.
onto handball, so if it was a handball,
Yeah,
definitely been given.
I mean, I saw a lot of Bournemouth fans after the game saying, online, like, "Oh, we've been robbed of an opportunity here." I don't really think there was as much in it. I don't think that's me necessarily. Might be me being a bit biased. I don't know, but for me, I didn't think it was.
I think you've seen those
Didn't-
given. That's the thing.
Yeah, but I didn't really think it was. To be totally honest, I thought it was a little bit soft.
Yeah.
In all honesty, but another team who was an absolute joke this weekend was Nottingham Forest. 7-0 against Brighton and Hove Albion. What a performance!
Biggest win I've ever seen for Forest. Like,
Well, that's how you bounce back.
yeah, like you lose 5-0, and then
You win 7.
yeah, and it's,
Balanced up the goal difference.
well, I saw something. I think I put this in the group chat before this game week. Our goal difference between us and Man City was 11. Now we're level on goal difference. But there is something I want to talk about with Brighton though, and it's Herzl's naivety to set up the way he did with. And I rate Jack Hinchelwood. I really like him, but to start a 19-year-old Jack Hinchelwood and not have any support in midfield because they lined up with Hinchelwood, 4 in front of him of Minter and Matoma on the wings, and then Jorginho Rutter and João Pedro, and then Welbeck up front. Like that, it was a recipe for disaster. Like you do not, especially against probably. I don't want to say like. I don't want people to think I'm biased here, but probably the best counter-attacking team in the league.
Well, it's what you've done all season.
Yeah,
Is why
we're
you're
the best
as high you are,
counter-attacking team in the league, and he sets up with one midfielder. Like, how naive is that?
Well, I've seen Brighton fans. I mean, obviously, it's so easy to overreact after a 7-0 loss, but they've been saying like, "Oh, Herzler's going to take us back to the Championship. We're gonna be going down if this continues." Like, they're not. But I get their point. Herzler's not been the cleverest in his team selection.
On the break, that they were left completely naked. Like, there was no sort of backup at all, especially against a team where you'll set up and you will burst as soon as you see an opportunity. You gotta have some defensive, like, backup there. You can't just like be like, okay, we're just gonna hope.
How can you be a Premier League manager and line up?
What was he hoping? He outscores you, like
even just a one-man midfield, because that's what it is. It's a one-man midfield. It's not Rutter and João Pedro are not midfielders. It's a one-man midfield lining up in the Premier League.
Yeah,
like you might get away with it against Southampton, but no, there are a few names I want to talk about. Forest, so obviously Chris Wood, hat-trick,
FBL, yeah,
I
what
need
a
to get him
man.
in.
he ain't scoring as soon as you put him in that team.
Yeah, I know, that's why I'm not putting him in, mate. 17 goals for the season, just absolutely unreal. Obviously signed a new contract the other week, so hopefully he keeps it up next year when we're in Europe. Elanga,
when? Yeah.
Bro, we're getting it, honestly.
Yeah, no, I think you guys are as well.
Elanga, 3 assists, absolute quality. Ever since I slated him in that Man City game,
I was gonna say you slated him so much, and then ever since he's been on fire.
He must have seen that. Just be like, yeah, we're going to prove this kid wrong.
sorry, Anthony. But no, there is one name I do want to talk about, and it's Morgan Gibbs-White. Honestly, an absolute joy to watch. Best I've ever seen at Forest. He is just unbelievable. He's ahead of the game. He's one of those, and I love watching him. And I hope he signs a new contract, because if he leaves next season, we're in trouble.
Do you think he's the type of player to stick it out with you to see the vision, or do you think if there's like a big team, he'll take his opportunity?
I mean, there was a video put out because Saturday was his 100th appearance for Forest, which is mad. He's already made 100 appearances. And it's going through all his highlights, his goals and stuff. And he says at the end, there's no other team I'd rather be playing for than Forest. I know it could be PR.
I was going to say, because
Wes
Fofana said that and left a week later.
Yeah, I feel like Gibbs-White is not the person to, like, kind of lie about it. I think Gibbs-White is one of the most genuine guys I think you'll ever meet.
I think at minimum he'll want to play. If you make Champions League, he'll want to see that through with you.
Yeah.
I think it is a big factor which competition you're playing in next season. If it's Europa League, he may be convinced by a big club, but Champions League, I don't think he'd leave.
Where would he go?
Exactly.
Which is the question, because
every Prem team has a good 10.
He's not going to Liverpool. So we've got Dominic Szoboszlai and Harvey Elliott. We don't necessarily need an attacking midfielder.
He won't go Arsenal because they've got Odegaard.
Exactly. Chelsea won't go Chelsea.
I can
won't go
maybe
City.
I can maybe see City.
I don't. Yeah.
I could see that. With De
Bruyne leaving.
Yeah, if that happens, maybe.
Do you not think maybe like a Dortmund or a Bayern go?
I want him to stay in England.
I don't think he'd go Dortmund. Bayern have got Musiala right now. Real Madrid are looking pretty good in that department.
In the system that United want to play, they want 2 10s.
I
can see him going there, because they will want 2 10s.
He's a United fan.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because they want to have that system where they have Fernandes and another 10, so he could be that other 10.
But yeah, but in all honesty, why would you leave Nottingham Forest in the summer to go join Manchester
Well,
United?
I'm not saying I personally would, but I'm saying he might be convinced by the money, especially if he is a fan.
If they get European football, right, which I'm pretty certain Nottingham Forest will, surely there's no way that he goes ahead and thinks, yeah, I'm going to join Manchester United, because he could play European football for that one season and then go, oh, if United get European football, and then Nottingham Forest maybe miss out because of like the fixture scheduling and how many games they're going to have to play, then he'll go to Manchester United. I don't know. I can't see that happening this summer.
He is a player going right to the top. I think to some extent you can all agree. He's just unbelievable.
He's a good player,
definitely.
And obviously he is probably one of the best players outside the Big Six.
Yeah.
The fact I get to watch him every single week, I absolutely adore that man, and hopefully he stays in the summer. Hopefully. And signs a new contract, as well as Murillo, Wood. We also need to get Olorine on a new contract. But no. We can move on to the next game.
We can move on to the next game in a minute. I do just want to say about the Hurstler thing with the midfield. No Baleba.
Yeah.
No Vifer, no James
Injury
Milner.
issues.
Yeah, but he has Matt O'Reilly on the bench.
He did have Matt O'Reilly on the
Brought him
bench,
on-
but would you necessarily consider
He's
him?
quite good though.
Would you consider him more as an
attack?
attack,
Yeah.
like sort of
No,
an
but
attacking
he's
player
got,
as well?
He does have that. He has more defensive instinct.
Well,
than
yeah,
Xhaka.
of
He's
course he
more than
does.
Ruta
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Pedro.
yeah. No, I get what you mean, but yeah, the injuries certainly haven't helped in that regard. Yeah, from one team who did really well to one team who did not. Everton 4, Leicester City 0. Matt, straight back down to earth after the Tottenham win.
Yeah, we were poor. We're getting relegated. Let's move on.
I think that shows the quality of Tottenham now.
No, to be honest, right. I said this before we started filming when you were doing the Purple show. I was saying to my dad as we kicked off, I was like, "This is a massive game. If we get something out of this, it gives us some sort of chance." As I was saying that, Pickford was playing the ball long, and I was like, "I'm not saying we will get anything from this, but you know, we need to try and give ourselves the best chance." And as I said that, I saw Decore about to shoot 10 seconds in, and he scored. And then from that moment, you just had that feeling in the away that it was not going to be a good day.
What a return for Mads Hermansen.
I mean, I don't blame him at all. The only goal that I think he could have potentially done anything about was the third, but either way, it's not his fault. Like, I don't know what the combination of what our defenders were doing and the high line that we played just didn't work.
That fourth goal
It's
is crazy to me.
Actually, after that goal, I actually had to have a moment and just sit down and just like think, what did I just see?
I thought the goal we conceded last year at Goodison Park, the Jared Braithwaite one, was bad, where it took like a couple of deflections off of Liverpool players and then they tapped it in the back of the net. That was even worse.
Well, basically, for anyone who hasn't seen it, so we got the ball, we off of them high up, we cleared it to Samari, I think it was, who then wasn't paying attention when he tried to turn, and Everton just got the ball, ran up the pitch. We then got it back again. Wout Fast put a sliding block in, but it then bounced back to them. He got back into place. He slid in again, won it again. Samari then just stood there with the ball. NDI flicks it off of him, and he has an open goal, basically.
Yeah.
Don't know what our defenders were doing.
I think that just sums Leicester.
No, it is, because I said to my dad after the game on the walk back to the train station, I said, I'm now going to make a compilation, I haven't done it yet, of all of those like kind of embarrassing goals we conceded this season. And we were making a list on the train. There are 15 of them that are like as bad as that. Like it's
even that Wood goal, that Wood second.
That's one of them. Yeah, like Wout Fast, he just headed it up into the air when there's a taller player than him coming in who's also very good in the air.
Didn't you have a Leicester player on your train?
Yeah. Don't know why Vestergaard was on my train. I don't know what. It was a random thing because we were just sat on the train and some guy was on the phone. And he came in and he was walking down. He went, Vestergaard's on the train, and we like looked at each other like, huh? Like, yeah, he's sitting here. You know, the Leicester player. And we looked and we're like,
Did he
right.
play?
Yeah,
he did. Yeah, he
played.
started. Yeah, he started the game.
But he came off in like the 67th minute. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, players are allowed to do what they want, and to be fair to him, he did look quite miserable. But
yeah, I mean, I can imagine after a 4-0 loss to Everton.
I said this on the podcast after the Spurs game. I said I'm not getting carried away. It was one game, the Spurs game, and it depends how we back it up at Goodison. That's what I said last week. And as I said, if we lose that game, we're in the same place we were, and I back that up. We're still condemned to relegation, in my opinion.
It's not an ideal situation. I mean, David Moyes, what a turnaround he's done for Everton. 3 wins on the bounce.
I would say we were poor, but Everton were ridiculous. Every single time they went forward, they scored, and they know what they want to do. They sit back, they invite the pressure in a kind of low block, and then they're kind of trying to emulate what you're doing. But obviously with worse players. But yeah, I was really impressed by a lot of their
what
players.
a performance for them. Of course, as we've mentioned already, they've got a big game against Liverpool next Wednesday.
They could get a point, I reckon, if they play how they did against us.
You're playing Everton at the worst possible time.
Yeah,
they've got, is it 3 wins in 4 now?
Three on the bounce.
Yeah. I prefer actually playing them this time instead of the fixture that we originally had. We had McAllister suspended, which is a massive loss for Liverpool in the midfield. So I think even if they're playing well, we've got a better chance with him in the team than we did without him. Because when we were about to play them, I think it was around the time where they drew to Chelsea, Arsenal, and City. I think it was around
No, I
that
think-
sort
no, I
of
think
period. Was that a
was
little bit before or
that
after?
Was
Was it after?
Because I think that's when we had them and then we beat them.
Let me have a look.
I
Yeah.
might be wrong.
Yeah. No, I think you are right actually. Because I can't remember when was the game meant to be. I can't even
It was
remember.
during a bad storm.
It was
mate.
it was a storm, wasn't it, that got it called off. I can't
But-
remember. But anyway, McAllister was suspended.
Do you
so
think
that would
they'd
have
be
been
able
awful.
to like absorb the same amount? Like if they're trying to do what Forest did, do you think they can absorb the pressure from Liverpool and then?
Potentially.
I mean, potentially. I think with Nottingham Forest, they at the City ground, they had their one chance really. I mean, you had one or two and they took it. Whilst for Liverpool, we should have had about 3 or 4 if it wasn't for
Super
like,
Marcel's.
from great defending or great goalkeeping.
I think
It's like the game against Brentford for us. We had 37 shots and it took us to the 35th to find the back of the net. So
watching them though, the way going back slightly to us, the way we played into their hands, and that's why I don't think Van Nistelrooy was the problem in that game. It was 100% the players, because I don't know how from one game you can go from trying really hard, playing out of your skin to try and get a result, and playing really well, to then going into the next game and basically not giving one and not trying. But the high line we played, when you have a back, as 2 centre backs of Yannick Vestergaard and Wout Faes, I don't know what Ruud was thinking with that, because I don't know if you've seen the highlights, but their second and their third goal came from the exact same situation. The ball was in midfield. They literally just played the ball straight through the middle of our 2 centre backs, and Better ran through. And he's not the fastest player, but he's faster than Vestergaard and Faes. So why do you not play a low back line when Vestergaard doesn't get exposed to the pace? Because he's a good player, but not when he's exposed to pace, because he can't do anything.
Has that new signing of yours played? Is it the right back?
Wayo Koulibaly came off the bench.
Right.
I don't really know what to make of him. 'cause
Can't
obviously
believe you didn't sign a centre back.
we
That
were
is
we were
mental.
4-0 down when he came on. He didn't do anything too
Yeah,
wrong,
yeah.
but it's hard to tell. But we wanted to sign a centre back.
Craig Dawson.
Van Nistelrooy was promised a centre back, and he was lied to again. It's I think the third time that a manager's been lied to in the last couple of years at Leicester of who they're going to be able to bring in. Rodgers was the first one. He was told after we were in that 22-23 season where we first went down. He was told that a whole squad overhaul was going to be possible. We made one signing, Wout Faes. Then Enzo Maresca was told he'd get a January signing of a midfielder last January. Didn't happen. Ruud was told he'd get signings. Didn't happen. So you've got to question what the managers are being told and what's actually happening.
Well, another team down the bottom of the table actually sort of helped you out, because you would have expected
Yeah.
Ipswich Town to go ahead and beat Southampton. That didn't happen. The Saints pick up their second win of the season, I think it is.
Big
So,
balls.
big 3 points for them. Onuachu and Joe Aribo getting the goals. You wanted to talk about a certain Ipswich Town goalkeeper.
Mate,
What are your thoughts on him?
Muric, in my lifetime anyway, the worst goalkeeper to play in the Premier League ever. In my lifetime.
I have an argument against it.
I know
said
you're
it
going to say
yesterday.
Danny Ward. I know you are.
I still stand by that.
But Muric is like, he's at fault for both the goals. I don't know if you've seen the highlight.
Yeah, I've seen the goals,
But he's at fault for both of them. The second one, he just palms it straight into the path of Onuachu and he scores. He's made, I think, 5 errors leading to goals this season. As a goalkeeper, that is awful.
Yeah, it's time
And
with Robert Sanchez.
And it's like, he's probably even made more, but some that don't count as a statistic.
The errors leading to goals, though, does that not kind of... I don't know, but is that not something to do with the way Ipswich play? If they're giving the
it's
ball away at the
Muric,
back.
It's Muric. It's like,
It's all down to the goalkeeper. If it's
Yeah.
errors leading to goal,
It's
But
like
is that not
solely
like
on the
you've
keeper.
played a pass and it's been mopped up? Like, you know what? Ramsdale's had a couple of times with Southampton where when they were under Martin, they were just playing the ball.
It's not-
Sure, that's an error leading to a goal,
yeah,
but it's not.
necessarily
on the
playing the
players.
ball out from the back at times. But it's like, obviously, I've seen him at Forest and he was awful for us. But even watching him at Burnley last season, he'll make saves. I'll give him that. He'll make saves, but on the ball he looks nervy. And the amount of mistakes he's made this season, how he is a Premier League goalkeeper, I have no clue. It blows my mind. He's awful. I know he's not going to come on the podcast now. I said this, but but no, he's.
Yeah, I mean,
Go on, Footmob. Go on,
I mean,
Foot Mob.
they
Check his
have-
rating.
they have
Okay,
signed
I think it was a 5.3 in the end.
What was his
Um,
last? Because I know he got dropped recently. for
Saved.
Walton.
Wait, he's got a 6.53 so far this season, according to FotMob. Yeah, he was on the bench for the Liverpool, City, and Brighton games, Fulham and Chelsea as well. His last Premier League appearance before that was the 1-0 loss away from home against Arsenal at the
He
end
was
of
actually
December.
alright in that game.
Well, they
as
have
well.
signed a new keeper though.
Yeah, Alex Palmer. from
He's
West
he's a,
Brom.
he's a good keeper.
They needed
He's
that
good.
because I do think if Ipswich do go down, I think it's on Muric. Honestly,
I don't think it's
He's-
just on him. You
bro,
can't say that.
he's lost
Not
that game for them. He's
I know,
lost
'cause
that
I don't
game
think
for
it's
them.
solely on him.
In 22-23, I said originally when we went down, the reason we went down was Danny Ward. Looking back on it, you can't ever just blame one singular player
Mm.
because if you were that good that you shouldn't have gone down, you would have made up for it by scoring more
Yeah.
goals or defending better so that he faces less shots.
I know Southampton won, but like as an Arsenal fan, Ramsdale should be doing much better in his career.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he had like an amazing season with Arsenal, then we just dropped him, and then like I feel like he should be like a solid upper mid-table side. He shouldn't be dealing with.
Yeah, I mean,
He hasn't set the world
He-
alight there though.
no, he could go and play for other clubs. Don't get me wrong.
But he's
It's
better
just
than
I
Championship
think
level
so-
because
I
that's
think
where.
Southampton were one of the only clubs in for him though. I think
I
there was
don't-
little option for
we
him.
hasn't-
Interested.
He hasn't really done that well at
I still
Southampton.
think he's quality though. Like,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Arsenal fans share that opinion. Of course, a lot of Arsenal fans said, "Why did we bring David Raya in?" But that's now clear why they brought Raya in because he's a much better goalkeeper.
I do imagine there's a relegation clause in his contract. That
It's
has
a
to
loan,
be-
isn't it? I thought it was a loan.
No, it's
No,
a permanent.
Oh, was it?
Permanent.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
realise
so he's
that.
permanently he's permanently now at Southampton. Chelsea get a win against West Ham. It wasn't all plain sailing for them though. I've got to say.
No.
bit of a struggle from them.
I watched the first half of that game. Didn't return for the second half because it was very poor watch. It
Yeah.
was. I mean, Bowen scored a ridiculous goal. It was really, really well finished, but yeah, it wasn't the best quality game in the first half. I'm not sure about the second half. but
Chelsea needed that though. They
Yeah.
really needed a win.
Oh, 100%.
Quality's gone through there.
Tom wanted me to bring this statistic up. Cole Palmer has created the most chances in the Premier League since December. He's not got a single assist.
well, that tells you everything you need to
Little
know
Yeah.
about it,
fall
though.
For my FPL,
But the thing I'd say is,
it's not his fault.
I'm not sure if it's on the Chelsea players as much because, I mean, it has to be to some extent, but this is the same problem we had under Maresco. Is every game that in that kind of January-February period, we lost 1-0 and we had loads of chances and we couldn't put them away. I think I don't know if it's something to do with the training that they're doing or technique or the way that they're creating the chances, but there's clearly something going wrong because you don't go from scoring loads of goals to then just being rubbish.
Yeah, no, the goals have dried up for Nicholas Jackson up top as well. One goal since the 15th of December.
But I think it's positioning probably. Like he's been told to play in a certain way.
It's funny you bring that up, Lloyd.
Yeah,
Ever since I brought him in, he's not scored.
yeah. No,
You are
and
the
he
problem.
came off injured as
That's why
well.
I'm not bringing Chris Wood in, mate.
Yeah, I mean, but I think he's going to score for the entirety of the season. We'll get onto that later. Pedro Neto off from the bench, getting a goal. Big impact for him. Of course, has not always been in the starting 11 for Chelsea. He's been very in and out.
He's good every time I watch him though, so I don't understand it because I think he's really
he is
good.
prone to an injury all the time. To be fair, that's what he was like at Wolves. He was always injured.
Yeah, no.
So it might be a
Preservation.
fitness thing.
Yeah, no, definitely. Reece James at right back again. Very solid. Hopefully, for his sake and for all Chelsea fans' sake, he can stay fit because if he does, when he does play, he is a good player. It's
Yeah.
just
Of course.
if he can get a string of games together.
I remember those years ago the debate between Alexander Arnold, Wan-Bissaka, and Reece James.
Yeah.
And now it's like I still really like Reece James. I think he's a quality player.
Yeah,
If he can just stay fit, that's
yeah.
Yeah,
Stay
they're
fit. Then who knows? But yeah, I mean, Trent's currently winning that debate, which makes me
Yeah.
happy. But
yeah.
yeah, Caicedo in midfield again. I thought was very solid. Enzo Fernandez in midfield. You know,
did
Ha-
he get a goal? Or?
no,
No,
he didn't get a
assists,
goal.
wasn't he?
Didn't
Assists.
get a goal. But yeah, he looked solid. I mean, how much was it from Benfica? Do you think it's really worked out for him so far as much as you would have
say it's-
expected?
I wouldn't say it's worked out, but there's been worse signings
I
like
think
than
he's-
him.
I
Yeah.
think he's massively underrated.
Do you?
Yeah, he's good.
Quality.
I don't know because it was 80 million they paid for him. I don't know if he's worth quite that
Yeah.
much,
Yeah,
but he
yeah,
is good.
I think it was a little bit more, but like yeah, there is a player in there you can see. Of
Yeah.
course, the Mudryk deal's not worked out at all.
No.
I mean, I thought that personally anyway when that deal happened, I hadn't watched a massive amount of him anyway because I don't watch the Ukrainian league every single week.
How do you? Sorry, Lloyd.
But like, oh sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was going to ask, how do you feel about Mudryk? Because obviously, Arsenal fans were crying out for him the other year.
yeah.
We were, but
Do you think you dodged a bullet?
I don't know. I still think there's something there, but it's just like needs to be.
Confidence.
I was
Yeah,
surprised he
needs to
didn't
be
get a
brought
loan.
out.
I thought they might loan him out this window
Yeah.
for 6 months.
I think he's like like not comparing him play styles like I have it, just like but a confidence player.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He-
no, 100%. Like, you saw how he lit up the Bernabeu for Shakhtar with the
Yeah.
goals that he scored. Like, there is a player in there. It just depends whether they can get it out of him. I mean, I've been saying that about Darwin Nunez for about 2.5 seasons now. There's a player in there.
But you know,
Will it ever happen?
he could be like a
Who knows?
a big fish in a small pond type player.
Maybe that's definitely possible.
Maybe.
I think looking at the other games, Wolves winning 2-0 against Aston
That's
Villa.
a big win.
That's
A
huge.
massive win
Cunha's
for
new
Wolves.
contract as well.
Yes,
He's
yeah.
Staying put.
So that was a cool celebration. What a way to announce your new contract
Yeah.
by scoring and signing in the air.
Yeah.
I think that just confirms Wolves' safety for me. Just keep
Yeah.
hold of Cunha unless he gets injured.
I mean, it was already sort of confirmed after we went and lost 4-0 to the team in 16th, but
yeah.
but it's more than confirmed now.
What are we saying for that Aston Villa goal that got ruled out?
It's ridiculous. I mean, obviously you might call me biased because we're in a relegation battle with them, but I seriously cannot understand what the officiating was thinking there. Like that is, it's ridiculous. I don't understand it.
Yeah,
I can't explain
yeah.
it.
Did you get to see it, Liam? The
No.
incident. So what was it? Pretty much like was it Semedo? Was like
I think that
someone was shielding.
I think
No,
Rogers. So
Rodgers.
Rogers had run offside, and they said that he was shielding one of the Wolves centre backs, but then they showed the replay, and like the Wolves centre back ran exactly when he wanted to. He just couldn't keep up with whoever it was who made the run for Villa on the left.
I mean, I don't want to.
So was it like a disrupting play?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but
That's
it wasn't.
But
Okay.
I don't want to keep bringing it back to Forest, but that goal
You do.
Milenkovic scored against Southampton, right? Do you remember?
Yes,
The one that
yeah,
got ruled
yeah.
off. Independent panel has come out and said it was wrong,
Yeah.
and I think they'll be saying the same
Yeah.
about this Villa.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
because
surprised.
it's very similar, and it's
Yeah, I found it really
this whole-
strange.
this whole rule of a player interfering from an offside position, it's a load of crap. It's a load of crap.
It annoys
Unless
me
it's-
as well because I think Villa probably would have gone on to win or at least draw that game.
Yeah.
No.
Unless it's like, I mean, there is something about Villa, and after playing in the Champions League,
Yeah, they've not.
Yeah, they're
I think
always
is
poor.
have they lost every game after Champions League, or have
It
is
might
it a loss
be,
or a draw? They just
it's
haven't won.
yeah, it's something like that. I mean, I can't remember the last time they did actually
Win
get
after.
a win after playing a game in midweek in the
I think
Champions
it's just
League.
like a fatigue thing.
Must
Yeah,
be.
It must.
Yeah,
They've not got the
100%.
squad depth for it. That's the thing because
Because
they've not got a very big squad compared to, like, for example, the likes of Liverpool, who are in
Yeah.
the Champions League every year and they're used to it.
Yeah,
I mean, they have added squad depth now,
yeah.
you look at their
Mark-
squad, it's a tasty looking squad though.
especially with certain Marcus Rashford.
And
Yeah.
Marco
Jordan
Asensio as well. I rate
Rashford
that
and
signing.
Asensio.
That's gone under the
Yeah.
radar.
How do you think Rashford will do, boys?
Good. I think
Good.
he's still a very good player. He's not changed as a player. He's just not worked in that United system, and he's had his attitude issues and stuff. Apparently, obviously, I'm not inside Man United as a club, but I think he will push on, and I think he'll have a good end to the season.
Yeah, no, I'm a little bit unsure because obviously the ball striking ability is still there. Like he
Yeah.
can rifle a ball from 20 yards out and it fly into the top corner. It's just depending on whether Emery can get that out of him. Because
Emery's a good
if
manager.
He's a good
Emery
man
can't
manager.
get that out of him, then I don't know who can.
That's
to
what I
be
mean. Yeah,
totally honest.
he's that
this
kind of
is-
manager
yeah.
who will get the most out of a player. So if he doesn't get the most out of Rashford as a player, then I don't see who will,
And
because
he's out of United now, and we come back to this thing about, I think you mentioned in Purple Show about
Yeah.
playing for Man United. It's just it ruins your career.
Soul crushing.
Yeah, exactly. So I think Rashford will do well. I don't know where he's going to start.
I think for the first.
Is he going to start off the left? Is he going to go up front?
Maybe.
Because he's obviously got the number 9 shirt, hasn't he?
Yeah, he does.
It does sound like they're
Does
going
it?
to put him through the middle if they're going to do that.
Yeah, it could be a front two potentially. They did that at times, didn't they? Last season towards
With
the end when they
Duran.
had with it was either Duran or it was Watkins, and sometimes it was Watkins and Leon Bailey up top actually as a front two,
Yeah.
when he sort of dropped off. So maybe we could see the same sort of thing. Still got 3 games to go through. Brentford losing and Tottenham getting a win. Their
Bloody
first
hell.
win
Why?
since 5-0
Why
against
has someone got to
Southampton.
ruin it? Why has someone got to ruin it?
Like,
Come on.
You know, Jamie Carragher was saying I expect them to concede at least 3 goals against Brentford before the game. They went ahead and kept a clean sheet.
To be
Jed
fair-
Spence with an 8.4 on football.
That's my boy.
What
That's
a
my boy.
performance from him.
You've got to say though, with Brentford, it's very uncharacteristic for them to not score a goal at home.
Look
Yeah.
how many shots they had.
Yeah,
They were very good in the first
They
half.
20.
pelted.
They did.
absolutely pelted
they
them.
did.
Yeah.
Which is giving me hope still that we're going to beat them in the second leg anyway on Thursday, because we're still going to have a lot of chances, I reckon. But yeah, Sarr scoring an own goal
From
as
Ronaldo.
well from Janelt. Where do we stand on Ange? I think that they just got to stick with him, though.
I don't see who the problem is.
Who is that?
People are saying get rid of him if he loses the semi-final. But who do you get in? There is nobody really on the market to bring in.
Yeah.
They've made a good signing in Kevin Danso.
Yes. Yeah. Of course, they made
They've
some
now
transfer
got-
deadline.
And Mateus Tell as well.
Mateus Tell.
Yeah, but they've now got some depth at centre half, which they needed. They really
Oh,
needed.
really?
Yes.
Archie Gray is not a centre half.
No.
And if you're listening, do not play Archie Gray as a
Thing
centre
is, I
half. We'll do
kinda-
it because it's funny, but he's not
I
a centre
kind
half.
of hope Archie Gray keeps his place in the team now. Not a centre back.
He's a good player. He's a really good player.
Man. He's a good player.
Yeah, no, he's got a lot of talent. Promising future for him, definitely. Yeah, Matthias Tell going to Tottenham. How do you feel about that? Because I saw that Arsenal were potentially linked with him on a few occasions. Saw a lot of Arsenal fans on the internet not very happy about Tell joining Tottenham instead of an Arsenal or maybe a Man United. I saw Mark Goldbridge was absolutely fuming. He was like,
When is it?
well, yeah, he was literally shouting down the camera, going, "I hope you fail." I was like, Jesus! I mean, the guy's just made a move to Tottenham.
I'm
Like,
sure.
chill
I'm
out.
sure that Mateus Tell is really going to care what Mark Goldbridge has
No,
to say
I
about
know,
him.
but like, what is the point in that? Like, I just thought there was no need.
I gave up on Arsenal signing anyone in this window.
Yeah, I mean, same here with Liverpool.
I do.
Oh, same here with Leicester.
I do want to say something about, like, I know you mentioned Jed Spencer. He's playing at left back as well.
Yeah.
He's a right back,
Yeah,
and all this like thing, how he's a wing back, he can't play in a back four. He's proven everyone wrong.
no, he's done well in certain games, 100%, hasn't he?
Mm. I
I
still love him.
yeah,
honestly.
no, of course, all
losing
Nottingham
Jed.
Forest fans definitely do.
One thing I will say, even as an Arsenal fan, I think Tottenham are going to put in the most fierce performance they put in all season against you.
Do you reckon?
I think they're going to fully go for this one.
They have to.
Well, they've got
They'll
to.
lose a
It's
six-
their
No,
one
no,
chance of getting a trophy.
I know, but
in
I
the
feel
next
like
few years, I reckon.
they're going to play like they mean it. Because like players can like want to win and obviously not, but I feel like they're going to give you a real good
Yeah,
run.
I mean, at the same time, we're gonna want to get to the final and try and make it back to back.
I mean, for
I
them,
don't know,
Carabao
I
Cup
don't know why I'm
wins.
saying this because I should not be saying this on the podcast, but I just have a feeling Spurs are going to win. Not
Win at
necessarily
Anfield, really?
Not necessarily win at Anfield, but win the tie. Like they might get a draw, but
well, is
I just have a feeling
Right,
they're going to
okay.
do it. I'm not saying they're going to win the whole tournament, but I feel like they could get to the final. I don't know why.
I imagine Danso will play because of the centre half issue. But is Van der Ven actually fit or not? Because he's rushing back again.
He
and he's
can't
injured
rush him
again.
back. He has to take it
He brought
slowly.
him back for the Elfsborg game, and then he's straight out the Brentford game. It's
Yeah, no, they need to do what Maresca did with is doing with Reece James currently. Like
Every
not
half,
playing
maybe
him.
give him half an hour.
Not playing
give him
him, but
45,
yeah.
then only half an hour.
Exactly. They can't just
You got to nurse a player back to health. You can't just expect
It
them.
can't just be straight away like, oh yeah, full 90 minutes like in one go.
No.
It's not gonna work. Newcastle, back-to-back home losses in the league. Lost to Fulham at home.
Poor from them.
It is, and of course, you know,
we love that.
Liam is
Yes.
excited for
Oh, sorry.
tonight's game. For context, we're recording on the Wednesday. Newcastle United are taking on Arsenal in the second leg of the Carabao Cup. Big game. But yeah, 2-1 loss at home. Jacob Murphy scoring again though for Newcastle. What is it? He's having
been
a
really good.
excellent season.
Do you know who he started scoring against? It was against us. So
No.
just anyone who needs a player playing into form, they need a game against us. Like I think it was as well. Traore scored his first goal against us.
Yeah.
There's a couple others as well, but yeah, he was really good against us, and I thought it was surprising how
I
under
do
the radar he
remember
went.
saying I think we put it out as a gold show in the end. The one signing for each club.
Yes.
You did,
I was
yeah.
saying about Newcastle needing a right winger and Jacob Murphy not being good enough.
I think there's.
Keeping.
I'd say they still need a right winger, but he's got 8 goal contributions since the start of December in the league, which is pretty damn impressive.
It's funny though, because my dad always says to me when we go to a game, he goes, "Who's dangerous? Like, who should I watch? Like, what players should I watch?" And when we went to Newcastle, I was saying to him, right, well, you got Isak, he's obviously deadly up front. Anthony Gordon, he's dangerous. If Jacob Murphy gets the ball, don't worry, it's fine. He scored 2 goals.
Yeah,
and I think he might have got an assist as well.
Yeah.
So he's turned it around, and I think he's proving everyone wrong because as I said, I didn't really see much in him, but he's done very well.
Another assist for Anthony Robinson, 10 now for the season from left back. I mean, this is becoming outrageous from him.
Are you taking him at Liverpool?
How old is he exactly? 27. He used to play for Everton though. That's the only thing that's putting me off.
Well, surely it doesn't matter because he's really good.
Yeah, I mean he's good. Yeah, I mean don't be wrong, he's a good football player. I mean a left back could be a position that we could look at. I thought Robertson actually had a good game against Bournemouth. I thought he was decent. And then we got Tsimikas as well. I don't know whether it's a priority position. I think the striker is.
But with Robertson aging, that's
I mean I don't see why not. But I wouldn't want to spend like £50 million on him because I don't know if that's worth necessarily the investment.
Maybe Kirkes then.
Kirkes for the long term. I do want it. Isak, of course, not scoring. A journalist, I think, with over 400,000 followers on X came out and said that Liverpool are trying to prepare an Alexander Isak deal for the summer, which is pretty interesting.
No,
they're trying.
Surely not.
Apparently, Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes, they want to go all out for Isak, and they want to sell Nunez for £60 million and put in a bid to get Alexander Isak in.
I think it's worth doing that.
I would absolutely love that if we could get
that.
Surely not.
If we did,
I would hate that so
if we
much.
did no business and just got Isak in, and then we sold Darwin Nunez in return,
Arsenal would sign
I
him.
would probably, I would probably take it. Like Nunez is
Probably would as well.
Nunez is so good in terms of his passion and his work rate, but like it's not
I
a
really
plan.
don't see Newcastle accepting any
Even
form of
150 million.
I think they're going to want 200.
I reckon we've got some money saved up.
I think 150 million potentially to a foreign club, but not to an English club.
Saudi's calling.
I can't imagine Isak going to Saudi Arabia.
What do you mean? He must have been watching the Saudi League since he was a kid.
Yeah, that
True.
quote from Duran. Yeah,
True.
the quote from Duran that he's been watching Al Nassr since he's a kid.
Is that actually
Did he
real?
actually say that?
He
or
said,
was it just like bait?
Or I don't know.
I don't think he did.
I hope it's a real quote. I really hope it is.
And I've saved the most funniest game till last. Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 2. Jean-Philippe Mateta with 2.
There ain't nobody better.
No, there's
Is
Jean-Philippe Mateta.
Is it even funny at this point?
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
It's
I love
amazing.
it.
Yeah,
It's
but
so good.
it's like it's happening every so often now. It's getting boring.
Well, this is the thing. We spoke about it on the last Gold Show, didn't we? The Fulham game. And I said that they're not going to finish top 10. They won't get top 10. I'm convinced that this team
They're
will
just
not
so
finish
inconsistent.
inside the top 10 in the league, which will be their lowest ever position in the Premier League. Like, they are 13th. Palace have leapfrogged them in the table.
It tells you how bad they are. That their next game is against us at home in the cup, and they're actually worried about losing.
Yeah,
That's how bad they are. I mean, they're so inconsistent. Like, if a certain United shows up, they can win most games against lower sides 3 or 4-0. If another United shows up, they can easily lose by that much. But I also think we can't discredit Crystal Palace, who have been on a great run recently.
Oh, 100%.
They've been really good, especially
100%.
Mateta. He's right in form.
I've always rated Oliver Glasner. I remember saying he's a better manager than Eric Ten Hag at the time, towards the end of the last season. And obviously Ten Hag's no longer in his job.
Another clean sheet.
But yeah, another clean sheet. Like Dean Henderson, he absolutely loved it. If you saw the videos after, I saw Paul Merson go ahead and say that Manchester United should try and sign Jean-Philippe Mateta. He got a lot of slack on the internet saying no, from United fans saying no. We got Højlund and Xerxes.
Mateta's better.
I'd take Mateta. If I was a Man United fan, I'd have Mateta up top. 100%.
It depends how much they're asking for, though. Because if you're asking for a big price, then do they want that money somewhere else?
I don't know.
He's not young, is he?
No,
About 28, I'd say.
he's
But
not
he might
young. I
not
mean,
be.
it's not loading for me anymore, which is a little bit
Oh.
frustrating. But yeah, no, he's definitely mid to late 20s, I want to say. But
I
still,
think I
if
can
you
get it.
need a goal scorer, go and get that man. He's on absolute fire at the minute. It just seems like every single thing, like he just finds the back of the net. He's doing really, really well, and that was without Eze as well. Like Eze was on the
Yeah.
bench because he's just came back from a knock. So without arguably one of their better attacking players, Munoz has been excellent in that
Mateta's
right wing back.
27.
But 27, yeah, I'd say.
Yeah.
Let's say
In his prime.
Let's say, you know, if they'd maybe like a £40 million bid or something. He's a Premier League striker. He will get you, I don't know, 12 to 15 league goals probably a season in a Man United team, with like the likes of Bruno Fernandes and Ahmad trying to support him. And I saw a lot of Manchester United fans just saying no, we don't want him. And I just thought, how can you say that when
They
They
haven't.
want better.
your
They're
strikers right now are probably some of the worst starting strikers in the Premier League. You go down the league, they're in the bottom 5 for that, 100%.
I think
there's no doubt about it.
Man United fans forget how poor they've been in recent years. They seem to still think they have this incredible pool that they had when they had the Ferguson era. They still think they've got that same pool that every single player in the world wants to play for
I
Man
was about to say
United.
the same thing.
And whilst it's true that if Man United offer a lot of players a contract, they'll take it because of the club and the history. But a lot of players now will also think twice, much more than they would have done in the past, because they're not the same giant that they used to be
Yeah.
at the moment.
No, 100%.
Where's the United that showed up against Liverpool? Where has that team got?
Yeah, I mean, they played decently well in that game. I
Yeah.
think that was also because we were definitely not at our best. We didn't have a good game. I
Also-
can't actually remember the last time they've had a performance and they've dominated the opposition team.
About that game as well that they just had, though, Lisandro Martinez picked up a horrible injury by the looks of it.
Yes, he's out for
torn
the season.
ACL.
Yeah, he's out for the season. That's a massive loss because for me,
Yeah.
he's their best
Loss.
centre-back.
He's been really good
I
recently.
just want to quickly say something Lenny sent me. I know I'm going back to what we said earlier, but
That's
you
all
know when we said about Gabriel celebrating in Haaland's face and Gary
Yeah.
Neville was saying
Yeah.
stuff about it, and he just sent me this. Gary Neville, who was once fined £5,000 for running the length of the pitch to scream in the faces of Liverpool fans, and
Yes,
said,
he
I'd
did, didn't
gladly
he?
pay it and pay it again 100 times. So
Yeah.
thanks for sending that, Lenny.
Thing is, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, obviously with who our striker is, I absolutely love shithousery.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing. That's all it is. It's winding people up. It's a form of like mind games and winning the game. It's a part of the game now. Like you have to kind of use the dark
Game's gone
arts, I
soft.
think.
He's got soft, yeah.
Yeah.
After woken
I mean,
nonsense.
Iliman Ndiaye the other week getting booked for doing a seagull
I know,
celebration.
I know.
Come
That was a
on.
joke.
Stupid.
That
Have
was
some
an
fun.
absolute joke. I can't get up the notes at the moment, but we are going to move on to FPL.
We
So
have to.
yeah, we're going to have to talk about it because
I'm
we do it
not
every
unhappy, but I'm not
single
happy.
week.
Well, I can tell you who finished bottom.
Probably me.
Okay.
Me.
How many points?
No, I finished.
Jamie beat me this week, which is bad.
This game week is still going on, by the way,
Yeah.
for context. There's still a double game week for Everton and Liverpool, but we're going to do FPL this week
So I
because the
got-
majority
I
of the games.
promise you I finished below
Okay.
you.
No,
Ian.
No, I don't think you did.
I promise you I did.
Does
I
anyone
don't
have
think you did.
access to the notes?
I
Yeah,
will
'cause
get
it's on
them
my
up now.
laptop.
So it's on your laptop. If you
Unless
can,
you've got
if
the-
you
I
can
have
get it
got
up,
the email.
that would be
It's
greatly
on the email.
appreciated.
Do you want me to
Yeah.
give it to you, or do you want me to just say them?
You can say out the
Just write the
scores because for some reason it's not
I haven't
working
put
for me.
Liam's
Well,
on
I'm
there.
going to say Liam
Good.
actually isn't on here.
Yeah,
Good.
So wait, let me see how many you've got.
No, I promise you. I've
Okay,
done
right,
worse.
Liam, why don't you go first?
Yeah, I got 40 points. I've done awful.
40.
Right.
I didn't change my
Where are
team.
you ranked in the game week ranking?
I don't think I'm ranked.
He's not in our league.
No, because I had Sales in goal. Great start, right?
Yeah.
8 points. Then we have Gabriel, who only got 2 points.
Oh, yeah.
I had Veltman in defence, who got -1 point.
Mate,
I didn't
he should have been-
change.
He should have been sent off.
I got Akanji, who got 0 points.
Oh dear.
Kovacic 2, Mbueno 2, Smith Rowe 2, Palmer 6, Watkins got a point, and then Haaland got 12. So we're shocking.
Wait, can I say, Keane, are you sure about these ranks? Because my points is not right.
Is it?
Mine,
Ooh, sure.
you've put me on 89. I definitely didn't get that many.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'll check.
Right, but anyway, who else?
Oh, according to this, next up we have Ubaid on 72.
Okay,
Then I'll go next because I know that I'm next.
Yeah.
So I then got 77.
okay.
No, you
So-
got 89.
I got 77.
Why is it saying in the league you got 89?
Is that what it says?
Right, where is he?
Shall we have a quick look?
Right, it says there 89.
It does, yeah. Go ahead.
Oh wait, is that
David
the assistant
Moyes,
manager
yeah,
points?
the assistant manager points. Did
Oh,
you
that
count the
doesn't come
assistant
up yet.
manager
'cause it's
points?
not- All right, well I'll count it then.
Yeah,
All right, I'll go back to. So Tom got 80.
yeah.
Reece got 88.
Wow.
And then
You've messed me up, mate.
then
We go from the bottom.
oh yeah, you got 68. I
Right,
completely
Kian,
forgot you had
go.
on.
Tell us.
Right. So I had David Moyes, manager, 12 points.
Yeah.
Matt Sells 8, Ina 6, Gabriel 2, Hall 1, Palmer 6, Diaz 3, still got to play. Rogers 1, Salah 16, who I didn't captain, he's still got to play. Isak 2, Jackson 1, Gakpo 10, who is my captain, he's still got to play.
Yeah. Why did you go for Gakpo over
I think
Salah?
it was ballsy, but it could have paid off.
Yeah, because Gakpo's been ridiculous.
Oh, he's been
recently.
brilliant.
That
yeah.
Ipswich game.
He's been really
so I
good.
just thought he was going to do it again.
Yeah.
but-
No,
Right, it's
he's
a
been really,
ballsy
really
move.
good.
It, Maybe it didn't pay off,
No.
but it was a ballsy move.
So, what was your team, Matt?
So then, so we have Reece on 88,
Yeah.
Dan on 89, and I was also on 89. So I had Flecken in goal, who got 0 points, didn't play. Fabianski also didn't play.
Oh.
Then Trent got me 6 points.
Yeah.
I brought Justin in for Pedro Porro, thinking we had more chance of keeping a clean sheet than Tottenham, 1 point.
Oh.
Guardiola got 0 points as well. And Bremo got 2 points. Salah basically got me all my points with 32. Palmer got 6. Ahmad got 2. Isak got 2. The Lap got 9. And Wood got me 17.
Nice.
And Moyes got me 12.
Salah nearly got more points than my whole team.
Yeah.
yeah.
Next up was actually Jamie on 90 points.
Well
Wow.
done,
That's
Jamie.
got to be his highest points tally of the season.
He's still firmly rooted to the bottom of the
Oh,
table.
no.
But
Is he
you
closing?
know.
He's got to be closing the gap, surely.
Well,
I mean, to
don't
one of
know
us,
what
it's 260 to Dan.
Oh yeah, but like I want to battle from 64th to 63rd.
I'll have a look,
Have a quick look. I'm
I'll
sure it's got to be close now.
If I was in your league,
We're
I'd
moving
be
on. We had
bottom.
we had Henry on 97.
28 points behind.
Ooh,
he's
he's
catching
not
up.
far
Come
off.
on, Jamie.
But then Henry had 97 points. And the winner this week was you, Lloyd, 113.
Yeah, not a bad week.
Oh, I'm nervous.
Inside the top 37,000 for the game week, it says here. Matt Sells got me 8. Mikalenko got me 6. Alexander Arnold got me 6. Lewis Hall got me 1. Munoz got me 11 points from Crystal Palace. Gordon got me 1. Palmer got me 6. Salah's got me 32 as it stands. Isak got me 2. Jean-Philippe Mateta got me 13. Chris Wood got me 17. And Arne Slot got me 10. So I've got Slot, Salah, Trent and Mikalenko still to play. So hopefully we can get even more points.
I just hope Gakpo cooks against Everton.
Yeah, I've got Trent, Salah, and Moyes
Gakpo and
still.
Diaz both to score a hat.
Yeah, and
back clear.
as it currently does stand, I'm 5 points behind Kian now.
Oh.
We're catching
No,
up.
The gap was like,
We are
the
ca-
gap was huge.
It was massive. I've been able to I've been slowly working my way up. This week, game week though, it's helped absolutely massive. Yeah. So we've gone through everyone's teams now. No, I want to say, Matt, is that everyone's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect way to end it off. Thank you ever so much for watching this episode of The Gold Show here on the Blue Podcast Network. If you have enjoyed, please go ahead, like, subscribe, turn on your post notifications so you never miss another video. We do live streams on TikTok every single day. Go and check those out. Also go listen on Spotify and Apple Music for the podcasts too. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.